you know or have anyone in your life that is still on the fence about Alberta independence, you need to save this video, you need to send it to them, and especially if you don't have time to watch it right now. They need to know that we are not landlocked and that their pension is not at risk. But they also need to know that left and right are both corrupt AF. Always, if you're not ready for the truth, scroll on by, but if you're here for the long run. So we're gonna get right into this on why Alberta has been the golden goose this entire time. So we need to first find out why both sides of the government are completely corrupt. So you have the Liberal government. BC 69 gave Ottawa veto power over Alberta's own resources. C11 is coming for your voice online. C21 is coming for your you-know-whats, right? They froze bank accounts of protesters without a court order. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are passed bills and documented actions. Your Conservative government federally. So Poilievre goes on Rogan after the election. Why? I still don't know why. So when it's politically safe, right? He dismisses Alberta separation outright. Harper had a majority and did nothing structural to protect Alberta. Different script, same result. I still don't understand why people are so rah-rah Harper these days either. What about Trumpy? Okay, I had big high hopes for him, which I'm sure so many people did, but guess what? That ship has sailed. People on both sides of the border are realizing the savior figure is part of the trap, keeping people waiting for the right leader so they stay passive and don't build anything themselves. Now, how does the Epstein stuff tie into this? There's a reason for this, but you need to stick with me here. So now here's the part that makes this all make sense. Epstein ran the most sophisticated blackmail operation in modern history. Private islands, private jets, powerful men, all documented, all photographed, all recorded. His client list implicated politicians, billionaires, intelligent figures, and royalty across multiple countries. The files were partially released, names appeared, and then nothing happened. No prosecutions, no resignations, business as per usual. And ask yourself why. Because here's what people are naive to think about, that this was only an American problem or only a British problem because it was only Prince Andrew, right? Intelligent linked blackmail operations do not stop at borders. They're a tool of control used globally, and they work because the people being controlled are the same people who would have to investigate themselves. Canadian politicians are not exempt from this world. The same donor networks, the same elite circles, the same offshore connections exist here. We are naive to think that our own government is somehow clean when the entire global political class has been swimming in the same water. Most of us know this. Some of you don't. This is why Liberal and Conservative federal governments both ultimately protect the same interests. This is why certain investigations get quietly shelved. This is why people who get too close to the truth have unfortunate accidents or sudden scandals that end their careers. The leverage is real, the control is real, and it operates completely above the level of who you vote for, okay? You're not winning. You're not winning, okay? We're voting for Santa Claus at this point, okay? The money part. Alberta has sent over $600 billion in equalization payments to Ottawa since the program began. This is not a federal number. That's your family's generational wealth leaving the province. Norway discovered oil around the same time Alberta did. They created a sovereign wealth fund. That fund is now worth $1.7 trillion. Every Norwegian citizen is essentially a millionaire on paper. I did not know that. Somebody fact check me. I have no idea. That is wild though. Alberta has been funding everyone else's Norway while our own infrastructure, healthcare, and housing gets neglected. Yeah, it's Shitsville, okay? Ask yourself where the money went. Ask yourself who benefited, and ask yourself whether the people making those decisions were truly free to make different ones or whether they were compromised before they ever took office. The pension myth. You have all been waiting for this. How many times have I heard, I do not want to lose my pension? Okay. The number one fear tactic used against separation is you will lose your CPP. And here's what they don't tell you. Alberta has been a net contributor to CPP for decades. We put in more than we take out consistently. Alberta has the legal and financial basis to establish its own provincial pension plan that actuary, I don't know what that word is, have confirmed would pay Alberta equal or better benefits than CPP while keeping billions inside the province annually. Your pension is not going anywhere. It would actually get stronger. Oh, look at that. That talking points exist for one reason, and it's fear. And fear is the only tool that they have left. Landlocked. How many times have we heard we're landlocked? Well, hello, we are already landlocked by our own government, but that's besides the point. BC needs Alberta's energy revenue too. Everyone forgets that, right? So as crazy as they are over there, they still need us. That relationship is mutual, not one-sided. Second, look at the map, you guys. Alberta shares borders with Idaho, Montana. The United States has every economic incentive to work with an independent Alberta. We are sitting on oil, gas, lithium, agricultural land, and fresh water. An independent Alberta with its own constitutional framework aligns perfectly with the American energy interests. The trade relationship with Foreign Fast being landlocked is a talking point, not an economic reality in 2026. What about the military? Because this is another one that everyone's like, oh my God, we need a military. Who protects you, right? Here's the question nobody asks back. Who is Canada's military actually protecting, like right now? What are they doing? Look at the W's that we've been involved in. Look at who benefits who. Look at which defense contractors get the contracts. Look at which politicians sit on the boards after they leave office. Modern W's are not about protecting citizens. They are resource W's, proxy W's, profit machines for people who will never send their own children to fight. Working class kids, right? Defense contractors profit. Politicians get board positions. Round and round it goes. And Alberta Defense Force focused purely on protecting Albertans and their land is not only viable, it's more honest than anything we have seen. Switzerland has been neutral, sovereign, and untouched for centuries. They're also one of the wealthiest nations per capita on earth. Defense of people and land, absolutely. Being unalive for the geopolitical interests of the people who are likely compromised by the same networks we just talked about. Okay, so absolutely not. So the closer that you really look, the system isn't broken. It's working exactly the way it's designed. It was designed to extract wealth from places like Alberta and consolidate it with people who are largely above accountability and in many cases above the law entirely. Every time you vote federally hoping it'll change, you're playing their game on their board with their rules. The e-files showed us that the world is actually how it actually operates. The Charlie Kirk investigation getting shut down shows us it happens here too. The equalization numbers shown us Alberta has been the mark in this arrangement for decades. Alberta separation is not radical. Staying in a relationship where your wealth is taken, your voice is censored, your you-know-whats are targeted, your kids can't afford a future, and the people making those decisions may not even be making them freely. Now that is radical. Norway chose themselves. Switzerland is choosing themselves. The only question is whether enough Albertans wake up before they drain the last of it. No one is coming to save us. We get to save ourselves. Honestly, you guys, at this point, if this does not wake you up, I don't know what else will. Share the shit out of this. Okay, bye.